As you know, I like to engage in civilized discourse from time to time with my response videos. I was recently introduced to a new channel, Pay Talks Anime, through some good Avatar videos, but then I saw that he had a video arguing that JJK was better than Naruto. As someone who vehemently disagrees, I decided to take a crack at it and see if I could properly defend Naruto. His first criticism is that there isn't a well-written female character in Naruto. This is a common complaint, and I have tons of videos debunking these claims. Complaints against female characters in anime usually amount to the person complaining placing certain standards on females but not males. Another symptom is the person having bad standards for what makes a good character. He specifically says that Sakura and Hinata have growth that is then thrown away. His example for Sakura is that she was moving away from Sasuke and loving Naruto, but then went back to Sasuke. He uses the confession as an example. The problem here is that he misunderstood the scene. It is implicitly and explicitly conveyed that Sakura was lying in the confession. I covered this in my video, Sakura is a good character. Sai told her that Naruto was suffering due to Sasuke going down a dark path, and partially because of his love for Sakura. Naruto had taken a beating for Sasuke and hyperventilated and passed out after hearing what Sasuke had done. Because of this, Sakura thought telling Naruto that she loved him would stop him from chasing Sasuke. She was wrong because Naruto saw through her lie and wanted to save Sasuke for himself. He stated that someone who can't save a friend can't become Hokage. Pei criticized Sakura for saying that she'd defect for Sasuke. Once again, this is a misunderstanding. Sakura was lying so that she could stab Sasuke with the poison kunai. I thought this was pretty clear considering that she actually tried to stab him, and characters criticized her for trying to stop Sasuke alone. He doesn't give any examples for Hinata, so all of this was just him not paying attention. His next argument is pacing. I feel like the most fair way to compare these two is to compare the manga, since they don't have any filler, and they have the exact art and story the author intended. Meanwhile, anime can have filler, and the quality is dependent on the studio and era, so I'm gonna skip the filler arguments. He also later says that JJK looks better. This is like a Black Clover, KNY situation. Clover's anime looks subpar, while Kimetsu's looks great, but if you look at the manga, which was in complete control of each mangaka, the quality is reversed. Same with JJK and Naruto. Naruto's manga art is better than Jujutsu Kaisen's. This is another reason why comparing the anime is unfair. His next argument is that Naruto had a training arc for the Rasen Shuriken that didn't move the plot forward, while in JJK, the story progressed and characters were introduced. This is wrong. It's funny because I just finished my video praising a scene regarding Naruto's Rasen Shuriken training before watching this video. Naruto's training was sandwiched in between the arc where Shikamaru avenges Asuma. Parts of the training were literally mixed into the final fight, so the story was progressing during the training. I would agree that JJK is faster paced, but not because it's doing more. It's because it's kind of rushing through its story and it has a smaller world. There are maybe 3 factions in JJK, the heroes, Geto's people, and Sukuna's people. In Naruto, there are 5 countries, Orochimaru, and the Akatsuki. The heroes in JJK come from 2 schools. The main heroes in Naruto come from an entire country. Naruto just has a bigger scope and more story to tell. He says JJK is dense, meaning a lot happens. Naruto, early Naruto especially, is just as dense, if not more dense, than JJK. I have a multi-part analysis on all the great features of the Chunin exams arc alone. I could compare that to Shibuya, but he said he's only talking about season 1. Again, his statistics about the episode quality falls back on the inconsistency of anime adaptations and the fact that JJK's anime was made much later. Then he compliments JJK for showing the power system as it explained it. Again, Naruto did that with the belt test in volume 1 and with the elemental training, which was the scene he just criticized. And then he decided to compare the big 3 from both stories. He says Naruto's problem is that he's really annoying. This is extremely subjective because I found his bratty moments to be extremely entertaining. I'm the same for characters like Black Star from Soul Eater and Bakugo from Hero Academia. He says Naruto doesn't have depth, but doesn't explain what that means. Naruto is definitely a complex character. He's a character that has several philosophical battles with opponents and has been able to bring most of them to his side. A shallow character wouldn't be able to do that. He says Naruto is tropey, but that's not a criticism. It's an observation, which is also not true. He doesn't list any traits. He says Yuji and Megumi's relationship is more interesting, but again, that's subjective. I think it's less interesting, especially due to the fact that they barely have any meaningful interactions after the first arc. His preference for Megumi over Sasuke is also filled with subjective takes. He doesn't even really talk about Sasuke. And then he compares Nobara and Sakura. He says that Sakura's epic moment was undercut, which I disagree with. He says that the scene was interrupted by Team Asuma and then Sasuke, but that's the story doing multiple things at a time. Sakura's moment inspired Ino to have a character arc and overcome her cowardice. Then Sasuke's new powers were revealed, which started his descent towards Orochimaru. He says that there are more moments that undermine Sakura's growth without naming them, but if they're anything like the moments from before, then I doubt they're valid. He picks apart minor moments for Nobara and compliments them. It's funny because I've done the same thing for Sakura in another series of videos. She has moments like stepping in front of Tasuna against the Demon Brothers, saving Naruto from Zabuza's sword, worrying about Naruto during the written exam, and almost sacrificing her chance of being a Chunin for his sake. Those are just from the first 2 arcs. He says Nobara has this very cool and epic moment, which I agree with, but Sakura has something just as epic against Sasori, and this time it's not interrupted by anyone, but he doesn't mention it, yet he showed a clip of it earlier. I don't know if he reads JJK, but it gets worse for Nobara, and I've briefly mentioned this in my other JJK videos. That's the end of the video. You can already see the bias and the amount of research done for each story. There's nothing wrong with having a different opinion, but this video had moments where he'd analyze JJK in great detail, but not Naruto. Or he'd misunderstand a scene in Naruto, but not JJK. Or he'd forget details about Naruto, but not JJK. Maybe it's because he didn't watch Naruto recently, before making the video, but had watched JJK recently. The rest was subjective stuff that wasn't argued very well. I love JJK, but it's just not on Naruto's level. Response Reaper signing out. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and help me revolutionize the manga industry by buying my manga and spreading the word. All important links will be in the description.